Really? Horsey, goaty, those are the best adjectives you can think of? Clearly, when I'm thinking of funk music and funk beer, the last thing I think is funky is a freaking goat. But, that's a ramble for another day. It's that time of year in September where I'm about to partake in the Montreal Ukrainian Festival. Happens this weekend at Rosemont. Actually started yesterday evening and continues until tomorrow at 6 p.m. But I figured before enjoying the festivities, I'd take a little nostalgic walk around here. I'm sure I've documented these in my photos and comments in the past, but I figured let's take a video, have it all combined together, all in HD, digitally remastered in THX, and modified the way it was always meant to be. Yes, if George Lucas can fix up the Star Wars films to whatever he claims it should have been in 1977, I can do this with my videos. Take that. Anyways, I am walking down 10th Avenue, just a little south of Beaubien Street. It's an area I know pretty well around here, as me and the family used to do drives out here to visit my grandmother, sometimes even for church. Passed by my old church too, and all I could think about too are the days of driving out from St. Hubert to Montreal for the Mass on Sunday. Sometimes it would be like anywhere between an hour and a half to 2-hour masses, or in the case of Easter, a 4-hour mass. So imagine a guy like me who barely knew any Ukrainian trying to follow along with all that. It's the old times, I guess. And actually I'm feeling a bit nostalgic too, because right around here is where my grandmother used to live. In fact, the upper floor over there is where my parents were renting around the time that I was born, so have some good memories from this area too. And a lot has changed around the neighborhood in the last few years. There was that Dairy Queen that's still here. There's a whole bunch of other stuff too, like the remnants of an old Dunkin' Donuts here. That, imagine for a kid who was, living across his grandmother's to go get some donuts, that was enough to get him excited. But I mainly remember that because of a weird character who used to hang around here. Everyone knew him as the Great Antonio, a really big, hairy Yugoslavian guy who was always a mess of hair and always used to creep me out as a kid. In fact, my grandmother used to say if I was misbehaving, she'd go take me to see him. Imagine that. Of course that would freak me out. But that was people my age who is what we would remember him as. If you're actually living around Rosemont in the 70s, you mostly remember him as a former wrestler, former strongman, and in the craziest of cases, you could see him be stopping buses at rush hour on Saint Laurent around here, attaching a chain to them, and tying the chain around himself as he would pull it with a whole bunch of people. It's the kind of character you don't see much these days. And, yes, another piece of nostalgia. The old Donald Duck Tavern. It's been closed for maybe a couple of decades, but they still haven't gotten rid of the sign either. I guess people are quite nostalgic about that too. So a little further down this way is Zhetinsky's Deli. That's a nice spot you can get a few pieces of kielbasa, pre-prepared pierogies, some good I lost my words for a second. Good cheesecake and a whole bunch of other Ukrainian goodies. They're going to be closed today because they actually have a booth over at the festival, so I'm definitely going to be enjoying a bit of that. And that's about it. Going to be entering the park very soon, and I'll probably post a few more videos. I'll be catching y'all later when I'm partaking in Ukrainian beer and festivities.